Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today, I have a 6v6 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxys map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 in the southwest and ending with Team 2 in the northeast. We'll start with Team 1's rear guard slap player. In the corner of the map, we have in glow in the dark green, it is Luker. He's playing as a Cybran. He's a 2,000 rated player, the highest rated player on Team 1, and tied for the highest rated player overall. To his east, we have in Batman Gray, it is MF88KI, or MF for short. He is an Aeon. He is an 1100. Continuing on northwest, we have in Stage Blue, it is Chap playing as a UEF. He is a 1700. In Rust, to his north, it is the Aeon of Kareem Baba. He's playing as an Aeon. He is a 1500. And in Tropical Ocean Blue, to his northwest, another Aeon for Team 1. It is Vi Coyote. He is a 1400. At least I'm saying, maybe I'm saying that name. Vil Coyote, maybe. And to the northwest side of the map, we have Caliber playing as a UEF. He is a 1600 in Amethyst Purple. So on the Team 1 side of the map, they have 3 Aeons, 2 UEF, 1 Cybran. No Seraphim Tech for Team 1. Starting off with Team 2's regular side player, we have in Pac-Man Yellow, it is Neutron playing as an Aeon. He is a 2,000 rated player, the highest rated player on Team 2, and tied with Luker for the highest rated player overall. To his west, we have in Cherry Crimson, it is Shalongdis playing as a UEF. He is a 1,300. Next door neighbor to him is CM Nicholas. He's playing as a Cybran in Orange, the color orange, as an 1800. And in the middle of Team 2's lineup, I believe the only Seraphim in the game, it is Turbo Puck. He is a 1600 in Imperial Gray. Next door neighbor to him in Light Oak 10, it is Samsung 4K. So either he's playing on a Samsung 4K monitor or TV or whatever, or something to do with Samsung 4K. He is a UEF. He is a 1600. And in the eastern side of the map, in lightish red pink, it is Mas Mori playing as a Cybran. He is an 1800. So for Team 2 side of the map, again, they have the one and only Seraphim of the game with 2 Cybrans, 2 UEF, and 1 Aeon. So all the factions represented on Team 2 side of the map. Team 1 has only the Seraphim missing. And for these 12 players on the map, let's take a look at the reclaim situation. Currently sitting at 5,000 mass. Not even per person. That's for the entire game, at least currently. So 400 mass per player. I mean, it's something, but definitely not worth writing home about. But to be fair, the map does make up for it by a decent amount. I would actually more than a decent, a hefty amount of mexes on the map. Taking a look at the major clumpage for Team 2 side of the map, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Trimex positions on the front line. There's also a 4-star mex position here, as well as a 6-star mex position here for the regular slot player to scoop up. And as well, I think there's more mexes dotted around the main players' main bases. I don't see any more big clumpage. There is still mexes on the front line as well to grab. There is a little bit of no man's land. There really isn't, that's the wrong button. There really isn't that much distance between that. So actually, to keep clicking the right button, I don't mean to. So it's not a terrible amount more after that, and there should be a lot of fire being thrown between one another. Probably at least T2 would probably be at the point where those shots would reach the other side of the map. So there's a lot of mexes, some up for grabs for both teams, some of them more secured in the back line, and that will help at least escalate the more further back players for both Team 1 and Team 2. Taking a look at where the players themselves are headed off to in this game, we'll see on the southern side, looks like it's going to be a 3v3 between Team 1's Kareem, Chap, and MF versus Team 2's Masmori, Samsung, and Turbo Puck. In the north, it's going to be a 2v2, maybe 3v2 if Luker gets there to assist. It is Luker, Vil Coyote, and Caliber versus Team 2, Shalongdis, and CM Nicholas. We don't see any movement outbound from Neutron yet. Maybe he'll join the front line on the western side. For now, It is a 3v2 in favor for Team 1. We do see a little bit of movement outbound from Caliber. He's not sending his forces directly into his opponent. He's sending them up and around. What this does is isolate this avenue of attack for Team 2. And he's actually putting T1 PD emplacements to allow a little bit of slowing down of that avenue of attack. So lovely move by there. Does leave his middle kind of open, but to his credit, there's not a lot of units online for Team 2 so long this really benefits Team 1's Caliber for now. We do see in the southeast, it looks like Team 2's Masmori is going to try to go directly for this Trimex position and lock off the entire northeastern corner. So instead of going around this way, which takes a little bit more time, he's going to be more bold and essentially say, this is my side of the map now, go away. And it looks like he might be able to grab that for now. We don't see a lot of movement outbound from MF yet. He does move his comm to try to grab the Trimex position, and there are some T1 PD emplacements trying to be built. We'll see if they get enough time or not, but for now, it will favor Team probably 2 if they move directly in, which it doesn't look like they are, which might give enough time for that T1 PD to come online. There is a couple of T1 artillery units in the mix that will help take out the PD, but most of the assisting units will be vaporized. We do see T2 started for Samsung, gun started for Champ, and his teammate of Kareem, who has his range on board going for a sensor package now. Range started on board Bill Coyote's comm. Maybe we'll see sensor package for him, but no combi comm action has happened as of yet. We do see possible assistance from Turbo Puck. Actually, no, doesn't look like it. And a couple of units harassing Turbo and Samsung's engineers. Advanced range started on board Bill Coyote's comm, so he's not going for speed or sensor package yet, which makes me think he might actually go for speed and push him. We do see the run by continuing to emerge for Team 1's Caliber, and guns started for CM Nicholas in the north as well. So guns started for both teams, mainly for Team 1, but we do see a little bit of action in the north. A little bit more defensive upgrade in terms of the T2. He can turn that into more offensive with PD creep. Turbo Puck is assisting with that, which will definitely assist with pushing in the front line against Team 1. Caliber's forces still pushing in, trying to go for the main base of Team 2's Shalongdis. He doesn't have T2 land online just yet, but he, of course, is able to resupply his forces, at least try to keep them in somewhat good numbers for himself. But it does look like he's getting some assistance from CM Nicholas, and that is going to be essentially the end of that. They'll probably get one T1 mix. Maybe they'll get all the way back here, but that's probably as far as they're going to get. We do see Shalongdis going for the Trimex position to reclaim that for himself, so we'll see if he keeps it. He should be fine there for now. He is isolated, so a possible attack on the comm could be mounted, but we'll see. Combi comm action is good between Kareem of Team 1 and Turbo Puck of Team 2. Turbo Puck acting as a buffer to allow Samsung to get more PD online and force Kareem back, and this actually is working quite well. Turbo Puck has taken the damage. He'll probably just go for nano, maybe go for gun afterwards, or do vice versa. But we have Trap being surrounded from forces from Masmori, dropping below 25% hit points, gets an overcharge in, needs just a little bit more kills to be able to get some veterancy. He's at 933, 988, needs one more kill. Will he get it? Yes, he will. He gets up a little bit more hit points, another overcharge that might be enough to get him out of danger. A couple of Team 1 bombers might be enough to kill that comm off, but for now he is getting away. But Team 2 is successful in pushing back not only one player, but two of them in the south. We do see Luker on the front line, Trimex position down for Caliber, and Luker's coming online with his gun upgrade. And in the northeast, it's, I mean, not northeast, northwest, it's bare for pretty much everything. But Team 1 could make a play for the comm, but I don't think it's worth it for now. In northeast, we do see Team 2's Neutron going for T3 air facility. His opponent of Luker started the facility upgrade, so he's going to be a little bit ahead by the time he goes for P-Gens, and maybe if he goes for Bomber first. I think Team 1's going to have enough time to get ASF for 2 online, so that might not work, so it's probably not worth it, but he might think it's worth it, so we'll see. He ends up going first Bomber. Gun started from Masmoi in the east. And now with the PD creep online, Samsung has now claimed this Trimex position and is getting his engineers to build stuff as we speak. We do see that Kareem still trying to hold on with the speed and range upgrade, and Chap going for T2 now. I think he just got gun online, so he'll be able to either, actually maybe he already had gun online, but in any way he has gun online. I think he already had it. And he's going for TD to probably just support the position a little bit more. We do see some TMD preventing the missile spam from Kareem. Very smart choice there, and has his own missiles to boot as well to push back even further. Stealth started on board. Massmori probably going to go for Nano after that, and Gun started for Caliber in the north. We do see Salongdis getting a lot of T1 forces online. Now he goes for his gun upgrade. We'll see if any of the UEF commanders go for Nano. Maybe, maybe not. Luca pushing it with his gun comm. We have advanced range and speed on board for Vil Coyote, and Nano has been started on board Mass Mori's comm. And Vil Coyote pushing it against Team Nicholas. He has gun, but nothing else on board. We're still not able to fight at the same range because Aeons have the advanced range upgrade, and nobody else in the game has that. Stealth started for him. I don't like the exact positioning of that. His forces move in to assist the upgrade. He probably wants to go for Nano. It will give him a boost in hit points, that stealth upgrade. But Vil Coyote is here, and Luker's going to push in as well. The stealth upgrade either can be denied very quickly if Vil Coyote goes for it. We'll see if he pushes in or not. He does have to be careful about not being swarmed by Team 1 and T2 forces. Where Luker's there to assist as well. Stealth is almost done for Team 2's CM Nicholas's comm, and he's not going to go for Nano. Nano is done in the east for Massmoy, and Gun Speed and Range started for Turbo Puck in the south. Shield started on Caliber's comm, and Nano Repair started for Shalongdis. So we have regen and more hit points is the doctrine for Team 1 and Team 2 east of the northwest. And CM Nicholas fighting against Vil Coyote. He has the stealth upgrade online, but Team 1 can still see him, and it's 2 players versus 1. We do see that the assistance from Shalong is trying to cut off the retreat for Team 1's commanders. I don't know if that will work because there's still Team 1 and T2 forces here, and there's PD here as well. And those Team 1 artillery units are just walking right into range. Shield is 60% and rising for Caliber's comm. He has gun on board, so he's able to fight off those Team 1 units quite nicely. And still Team 2 is holding position in that Trimex position wall for Team 1. That's technically Team 1's side of the map. Is it? Yeah, it's a Trimex position. Yeah. In the southeast, we have Massmoy with the gun and Nanocom just slowly pushing in. Team 1 trying to fight back, and Nano started for CM Nicholas. He almost got swarmed there by those 2 commanders, but was able to force their way back. Unfortunately, there's really not a lot of assistance here anymore in terms of land units. We see transport dropping off. Looks like engineers for reclaim. T3 Air is online for both teams, and ASFs and Restorers online for Neutron. So he didn't go for Bomber. He went for Gunship. His opponent is Cybran, so he has T3 gunships as well. Not as powerful in the AA department, but definitely better at dealing with ground targets. Now we have essentially Shalongdis almost behind Caliber in terms of lines on the map, in terms of how far forward one player is versus the other. And Gun now done on board. I was going to say Supreme, but Samsung 4K. There we go. T3 coming online for him. He's probably going to go for Ravagers after he's done with that upgrade. Couple of units inbound from Toporpuck in the south going after the main base for MF. MF is actually back in his base. He's just hanging out down there, so we'll see if he pushes in and tries to force back Team 2. For now, he doesn't really have the upgrades on board to do so. So he might just be stuck there for now. Combi-com action in the northwest between the shield gun of Caliber and the gun nanocom of Shalongdis. Lots of T2 units, both missiles in T2. I thought I saw T3, but looks like it's just T2 department. And, of course, some pillars in the mix. The shield does lose about 50% of its capacity, but veterancy does favor Caliber as well. Nano is regenerating 50 versus 22. So not terribly behind for regen for Team 1's Caliber. And east of that, we have Luker and CM Nicholas going at it once again. T2, not T2, but 2-star veterancy online for CM Nicholas. Shield started for Vil Coyote just to give him 8,000 additional hit points. He's not going to go for heavy shield yet, but I could see him going for that. Shalongdis in the yellow. Shield still online for Caliber, and he's stacking up more T2 forces, both AA and, air, not air to ground, but I guess air to ground. We go from ground to air to ground idea. I'm folding. My dude has shield, says Shalongdis. Well, to be fair, I mean, he's not doing terrible considering. And in the south, we have gunships targeting Chap's commander. Restorers are shoved back by some flak from him, but again, he has to be careful. He probably should go, I don't know, it's hard because he wants the T2 engineering suite to go for flak, but he also probably should get nano. Or actually, he could split the difference and just go for shield, give him some boost in hit points. and forego the nano for now and just keep his engineering spree. We do see some spearheads inbound to try to force back a little bit for Team 2 in the south, and a couple of absolvers online for Kareem. Don't really see that unit used that much, but it's really good against shielding, not much against hull plating. We do see in the north Caliber now being forced back by a hefty amount of pillars. This might be the first departure of the game. His shield is down, and now the advantage in both the DPS and hit points and everything else favors Team 2. Caliber losing thousands of hit points per second here at this point. He will be dead very shortly. Below 5,000, below 3,000, 2,000, 1,000. And there he goes. Shalongdus does suffer a little bit of AoE from the explosion, but nothing too crazy. Team 1 loses the first play of the game at 15 minutes, almost on the dot, and is now at 6v5 in Team 2's favor. Reduce at the base will go for Luker, and it probably will be transferred over to Vil Coyote just so he can micro that since he's right next door. Maybe Luker will keep it, who knows. And now Team 1 is weaker. They had the calm advantage, but Team 2 turned that around. Gunships inbound for Stealth Field and now AA emplacements, or at least units in some degree. It looks like going for missile launchers, actually. Not AA. I feel like they should be shooting at the things that can shoot at them and then shoot at everything else. But CM Nicholas charged forward. I don't think this is the best idea. I don't know what he was trying to accomplish. Team 1 can see him. He is getting a little bit of support, of course, from those gunships, but he takes a decent amount of hit point damage on his comm. He does have nano, so there is that to consider. So he's a little bit of work room, and he actually gets up to 3-star veterancy. Now he's back up into the green. And now we see pushing in from Team 2 on the northern side. Team 1 needs a win somewhere. Well, it's not going to be good on that northern side, at least entirely for Team 1. We could see maybe a kill on the southeastern side to kind of balance the scales in that department, or go to the north. We do see CM Nicholas still standing there. I don't like that he's still standing. He does have support. There's a T2 emplacement online, essentially right next to him, and Team 1 can't see him. That's why they're not shooting at him. But once most of those units are dealt with and he pushes in a little bit further, Team 1 should see him. Another PD coming online. Another one about to come online. Engineers being eviscerated. About to suffer the same fate, says Caliber. Thanks for warning, says Shalongdus. And Shalongdus is very he's very far forward. Look at this. He's behind both. Actually, no, Luker. Did he fall back? I don't know where Luker went. He was on the... Oh, he's right here. He's almost going to get behind Luker, but he is currently behind Vil Coyote's position in terms of lines in the middle of the map here. You can see, one's behind the other in that regard. A little bit of pushback in the southeast from Team 1's champ pushing in on Masmori's comm. He might be fine. There's some Percies and Titans mixed in there, but he also has his own loyalists as well, so that might help a little bit. Ravager online, and it can see Shalongdus. Shalongdus goes, hey, that's not nice, and starts to retreat back home. Still engagements between CM Nicholas and Vil Coyote. Team 2 in the lead for Eco at almost 20 minutes. Just barely, though, about 40 to 50 mass per second. Nothing too crazy at this time in the game. The leaders in Eco are Luker. Definitely makes sense for Team 1 because he has double base. And Team 2, it's Neutron just because he's further back, able to Eco a little bit harder, given the fact that he doesn't really have to worry about a lot of land invasion. He is pumping out ASFs. And I don't know if he's going for mass fabs yet, but he should be going for it shortly after he's done with all the upgrading nonsense. Still, we see Shalongdus trying to just grab power on the western side. Again, he probably should just cut off the entire northwestern corner here and isolate that. Grab that Trim Expedition, hold that, and then push southward. And maybe he could go actually straight northeast, go this position, and wipe out the entire front line for Team 1 over here. But he does need to be careful because Luker is going to try to hold this position for as long as possible. He's getting Ravagers online already. He's probably going to PD creep a little bit against Team 1. That might not work entirely. He's going for wall sections to wall it off. And Team 1's just going to just keep what Team 1 already had. So they killed a player, and that's really it. A couple of mexes are dead for now, but those will eventually be rebuilt. And yeah, Team 1 loses a little bit of eco, but that's not as bad as it could have been for Team 1. Counterattack in the southeast by Team 2's Masmori. We have Percies and Titans moving in to intercept. We have the artillery base and PD base and shield base and a just forward operating base online for both Turbo Puck and Samsung. Surprised that Turbo Puck isn't using T2 Seraphim shielding instead of UEF, but he doesn't really have a lot of engineers on the front line anyway, so That definitely makes sense. He has gun, and actually he does have T2, so he probably should build T2 shielding online, because why not? He has T3 mobile, and he does have T3 mobile artillery as well, so a lot of shelling in the departments for Team 2. We have counter coming online in terms of the stationary department from those clink cameras. The shielding about to fall for Chap. That's not going to look good in the south for Team 1 here shortly. Still attacks raining in back and forth. We have Ravager assistance covering for CM Nicholas. He's at 5-star vet, 11,000 mass killed for that comm. We have in the northwest, we have Shalongdis at 4,000, so he's at what, 3 stars? Yeah, 3-star veterancy. And in the southeast, nothing really damaging by the comms themselves, but they've done a lot of work essentially creating this nice little bubble of protection, a little bit of breathing room. But of course they're being counter-shelled by mobile missile launchers and T2 stationing, which they've almost dealt with entirely, to be fair. Chap back up to full HP, so that'll be nice for him to feel that. Doesn't have to worry about being killed out very quickly. He almost died once and kind of got shot at a second time, but was able to shoo away those gunships. We still have comm action between CM Nicholas and Vil Coyote, and Vil Coyote is pushed back once again. Still can see the comm for a brief moment with some visual scans from some air scouts flying over top, but again, he can't see him long range without any visual because of the stealth generator on board CM Nicholas. Unless he gets an Omni sensor online, that would cut through that stealth field. But again, we'll see if Team 1 gets one online. There is one online down here, actually, to be fair, but it isn't far north as I maybe would like to see it. You know, it covers this front line, so they see these two commanders here, but I would like to see one maybe right here if I don't slow down the game incredibly far, just right about there, so that way it can cover at least maybe to here, so they can see most of that base. So, just my 2 cents. And maybe they could put it in the middle of the map, because why not? But I don't think they'll do that entirely. We do see air breaking up maybe for... Nope, there's just one big base for Team 1's Luker. Team 2's regular slot player breaking it up just a little bit. You see a little bit of break here. There's only one hydrocarbon, so nothing really too crazy in terms of, you know, volatile. Actually, it can't go volatile. It's amphibious, and that's the only marker on it. And then a little bit down there. Did give a pigeon over to Shalongdis. Looks like he had some power issues earlier on. So he's just helping out his teammate with there. Lovely to see that. Use max overcharge. Says Caliber, talking about MF, looks like. And it looks like he's really trying to hold the line down here. Still doesn't have any upgrades on board his comm himself. He's going for T3 now. Trying to get that online shortly. And he's doing decently well, but he is being slowly pushed back. He does have some assistance from his teammate of Kareem of just dropping a couple of units on Team 2 side of the map. But looks like the Perseus get dropped out by the transport. They counter the drop by Team 1 and are now back on the transport, moving on the southern side of the map. Southern. It's just the southern edge of the map. He might go full send it, maybe. There are some ASF inbound. And there is a lot of ASFs inbound. Just a couple of fighters are inbound. Transport does drop off the Perseus, so it will save the Perseus entirely. The transport goes almost undetected, but missiles do kill off the transport, unfortunately. So that will keep the Perseus there for now, but I would assume a second transport is inbound shortly to pick those Perseus up once again. But Team 1 is aware of that vector, and there's really not a lot of ASFs online. Team 2's Neutron sitting at a hefty almost 100 ASFs versus Team 1's, what, maybe Squadron if they're lucky. Actually, no, he has a... Where? Oh, they're all sitting there. Okay. I was like, why do I not see them? Oh, because they're just sitting in a base and I don't see them there for some reason. So nothing really crazy in favor for Team 2. One good turn might make the difference for Team 1 or, you know, Team 2, just depending on who's doing that nice turning. Rash started for Neutron's comm just to scale his eco even further. Still has a T2 mech right here, but he's probably upgrading it passively. I would presume yeah, shortly. We do see still the calm action between CM Nicholas of Team 2 and Vil Coyote of Team 1. Vil Coyote covering for his units and assisting units of Luca to push in the base against Shalongdis. Shalongdis has T2 PD online and spamming them up as fast as possible. Absolvers in the mix to take out the shielding. Lovely move there. Range done on MF's comm. We saw Ras now started for Kareem. SMD online in the back just in case. Team 2 has some wild ideas about some nukes. Maybe Team 1 knows something that I don't yet, but I'll see it shortly, I would assume. And now Team Nicholas being cornered by the force that went north. Overcharge kills off a couple of Harbingers. He can't gain more veterancy, so he can't get a boost in hit points. This is all that he can get. And he's only regenerating 108 hit points a second regen. We have Fur Fire inbound from Vil Coyote, and that's going to be it for CM Nicholas. Some revenge for actually not revenge for Caliber, but you know, at least he's wiping out a calm on the western side, making it a more even game. It's 1v1, and now in the north, we have shots raining in from the Percys from Luker. I didn't zoom in so far, but I did catch it at least visually, so that is another kill for Team 1, dropping this game from a 6v5 in Team 2's favor to a 5v4 in Team 1's favor for the first time in the game. And that will give 2 bases over to Neutron, scaling his ego to 650. I would assume at least one of those, one of those bases is going to go over to his teammate of Turbo Puck to help his eco out. We do see the remaining force from Team 2's, at least the forces from CM Nicholas, dealt with here shortly. And the base still online, but the Percys came in and just almost looks like one-tapped that comm. So nice grab there by Team 1's. I think not Kareem. I think Luca got the credit for that kill. A couple of Percys on the northwestern side for Samsung. He's really trying to use the drop a couple of units on the corner of the map and see what happens strategy, which it's done some work. Killed off that Triumex position there. The Percys are now dealt with, and that'll be the end of the attack for now. Build says the dead player of Shalongdus. He's not out of the game just yet in terms of, you know, helping out his team, but it looks like the Percys are coming to say hi. Shields are being built. I feel like the Percys should be targeting. Yeah, the engineers are now dealt with, so they can't build any more defenses or PD, but moving that far close to Team 1 PD, probably not the best idea, but they should be able to rip up most of the facilities. They will take heavy losses in the engagement, though. Kareem says 25% chicken being built, and actually a lot further than that. It's now up to almost 75%. Should be crossing. It's at 63% in climbing, so it's almost at green hit point department. T3 ASF still being spammed up. Neutron getting ARAS online. I could have held that, says Shalongness. I mean, maybe, but I don't know. The Percys and the Harbingers plus the sniper bots mixed in there didn't really help out. So there's that. He gets revenge for his fallen teammate of Caliber. At least Luker does. Like I said, it is a 5v4 now in Team 1's favor. And we have Chap on the front line pushing back Moss Mori's forces. It's still... I don't see comms on the front line besides Chap. It is 27 minutes almost. Being on the front line probably not the best idea. There is a Ythotha inbound and it's going straight for that comm. That comm needs to fall back immediately or it will die. We even have Moss Mori back at base. So everybody on Team 2 is falling back to base. If they lose another player without Team 1 losing a player, it'll be a 5v3 game. That APM might start to crush Team 2, just matter-of-factly. We've seen games where, APM isn't the end-all be-all, and against all odds that one player survives or does very well considering. But I've seen a lot of games, cast a decent amount of games where 4v2s, 3v1s, like it is a huge strain and essentially nets the win for the higher player count remaining in the game team. So having everybody alive longer is better. Ythotha is now crossing over that little wall section. And now we have a GC actually intercepting that Ythotha right on its vector. And we have the comm. He is falling back. He's gonna turn around. The Ythotha is going to engage the Colossus, which is a nice distraction. Chap does fall back. Ythotha goes, I could just keep going south. Percy's, of course, best known for wiping out large, very annoying units, the T4 units, but especially, more importantly, the mainline T3 units, the Harbingers, the Authams, counter Percys, or Bricks. They just deal lots of damage very quickly. They do miss a shot from time to time, so that is to be taken into consideration, but for the most part, they do all their damage. And then they wait, and they reload, and they fire again. So they're the best unit, in my opinion, to deal with very high HP units or comms. As we saw earlier, comms kind of susceptible to just a lot of damage all at once kind of thing. In the southwest, nothing really big and exciting happening yet. It's closing in on 30 minutes, so players should be considering how to end the game, not just survive it, at least coming up with some sort of plan. You got usually just a bunch of stuff, whether it's T3 or T4. You got nukes, you got artillery, and then what I love is the game ender. And sometimes you can combine nukes and game enders, or nukes actually in artillery and game enders. So a couple of choices in that regard. I have my favorites, and I think most players, well, at least most viewers, you guys know what I kind of favor. There's a word that I like to say. I haven't been able to say it yet this game, but we'll see if somebody ends up going for that little device or big device, depending on what variety. You can't build naval nukes in this game, so it has to be either a billy nuke or above. Usually billy nukes are a boom, unless it's a really good billy nuke, then it gets like a boom. There's a YOLO inbound. I don't know why my mouse keeps doing that. I like zoom out and zoom back in very quickly. It's very annoying, and I surmise that it's very annoying for everybody to watch, so apologies for that. I might need to get a new mouse here soon, maybe. I don't know. We'll see if I'll do some stress testing on it later to see if it's just me moving the slider too quickly, or it's just my mouse or whatever. We'll see. But GC, the one that killed off the Athotha, facing against a lot of forces. We have Percy's inbound. They should have already been here, unfortunately, for the Athotha. Walking the Athotha further wouldn't help the situation for Team 2. And walking the GC, that doesn't help either. It can crash damage and do some sort of damage, but it needs to get very close to do that. Not as close as the Athotha needs to get. Second one, and then, of course, shielding coming online to protect the engineers. We have our, actually not artillery shells, we have missile inbound from Team 1. Looks like they landed trying to take out some of the engineers. At least that's what it looked like. Yeah, it looks like it was the missiles that had to have been. We have Monkey Lord now online for Team 2 on the eastern side. We have some forces running around the southeastern corner, but nothing really is going to happen, at least with that grouping, unless there's a huge gap in Team 1's defenses down there. Region Or done, going for advanced Region Or, so going for keep his units online as long as possible situation. And he will finish that very quickly, I might add. I'm surprised he hasn't gone for nano yet. What is wrong? Oh, it looked like that Athotha was stuck. That's kind of what it looked like, but he's just standing there. Now, some would argue, is it worth it just assisting the Athotha regenning, or just keep the comm next to it? He is regenning pretty quickly, I might add, given the assistance from the engineers, but I just don't know if it's that worth it. It's going to get back up into the green here shortly, so I don't know if it was worth the mass spent. Might as well just build another Athotha. Call it a day. 35,000 mass says Shalongdis, and that's a lot of mass. But Team 1's Vil Coyote, maybe with some assistance from Luker, I didn't notice, is now pushed in essentially to the main base once belonging to Shalongdis. So that is a little bit of a weaker side for Team 2. And Team 1 could keep pushing it. We have a GC assisting a group of AA units pushing in. This is the main unit on the ground in terms of ground-to-ground weaponry. It's a lot of AA or assisting shielding. We do see artillery shelling the position, taking out the forces behind it. And that probably should fall back at least a little bit and let the GC take most of the pounding there. Fat Boy online, GC online. A couple of Harbingers coming online. Team 2 now going full south and then west, essentially cleaning the entire southern side up, allowing for more better engagements for themselves. Nothing really crazy in the back line yet for Team 1. Nothing Fat Boy coming online, crap coming online. Looking for bigger ticket items, nukes, game enders, artillery, that sort of thing. GC continuing to just slowly and methodically push in. It does allow Team 2 time. They're getting PD online, they're getting artillery online, they're getting shields online, whatever they can just to stop the push. The Omni would be a good target for Team 1 to take out. There's a SMD over there that'd also be a good target. And we do see a monkey and now a crab soon to be inbound. The Colossus will have to be called back. Another one will replace it, so it's going to be kind of a nice hot swap there. Fat Boy online for Luker. Samsung gets his Fat Boy online. So we have 2 online for Team 2. We have a Fat Boy online for Team 1. And we have the Brick and Percy force with a monkey assisting. Definitely not a good combination for Team 1 to do with access along this. Talking about the Monkey Lord, I would assume. And in the south, we have MF. He needs to move immediately. Ooh, but the Fat Boy comes in. The GC comes in to assist. Team 2 probably could have pushed this and maybe got the comm. Ooh, I don't know. Airdrop says Team 2 Shalongus drops off a couple of Percys, and it's going to do some damage to some T3 mixes if it gets there. Looks like some T2 PD. Those are just tickle cannons, so that's not going to do a lot of damage. It just isn't. They're tickle cannons. They're Cerberus PD. It's not going to be enough. The shield will protect them actually more than probably the Cerberus PD will, to be honest with you. Shield's about to come offline. It is upgrading, so if it upgrades to 100%, it'll get all of its shielding back, but shielding is down now, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. ASF stacking up quite nicely for Luca. That's a lot of them. He was losing the air game a little bit ago. 285 versus Neutron's 323, so 40 ASFs roughly for Team 2, more than Team 1, which at that number percentage, I mean, it's anybody's game at that point. It's Cybran versus Aeon. So although it is a little bit of a disadvantage for the Cybrans, just we've seen games where the Cybrans have more than other factions and they get wiped out. Again, it has to do with the missiles, the weapon systems they have on board. But MF loses essentially his entire base now. Even if the chicken dies right there, it would be enough to wipe out essentially everything else. We have gunships inbound from Luca to assist. It will not stop the push, but it might just secure the kill on the Ythotha at a minimum, helping Team 1 repair. Second Fat Boy online for Chap. That second Fat Boy from Team 2 hasn't arrived just yet, so it's a little bit of time. And there goes MF. Death by the Ythotha from Team 2's Turbo Puck. He gets the kill at essentially right before death. Sorry, says Neutron. So Team 1 loses the play. It's a 4v4. And at that point, though, MF already lost everything, so he would have been out of the game for pretty much the entire game. So, yeah, it's not bittersweet, but it's just everything got wiped out in that one push. So, and his comm. So, I mean, it does give everything else over to somebody else once they go in and rebuild it. So there is that. I know it's kind of a rough thing to think about. It's like, well, it's a death of a teammate. That's always rough, and it is. But Team 1 does inherit everything that's left, so the reclaim will go to Team 1. The mexes that were there that they'll rebuild, that sort of thing. Gunships inbound, and that Fat Boy is all on its lonesome. And what is the one thing I say with Fat Boys? Get either shielding and or ASF, not ASF, but nearby ASFs pushed in. Team 1's ASFs don't respond. They're like, that's fine. And they kill off the Fat Boy, so that'll be a win there. There is a lot of T2 artillery to consider, so Team 1's Fat Boys can't push in too far, because that will wipe out all of the Fat Boys. You can see this one is in range. The second one barely out of range. So there's something to consider there. You can see some shots raining in on the shielding there. Maybe you see some T2 Seraphim artillery mixed in as well for Team 2. And that shielding is down. And those hit points are going to fall very quickly for Chap. I mean, again, 12,000 versus the 20,000 on board the shielding. There it goes. Fat Boy's down. It's now a 2v1 Fat Boy game. Probably should have waited a little bit longer to engage, but sometimes it's just all you can do is push in and push out, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Northern side, Team 2, heavy resistance coming online. We see multiple experimentals, 2 crabs and a monkey. Team 2 reclaiming. We have a GC coming online. We have another Megalith coming online for Turbo Puck. He's actually kind of splitting up his stuff. He was down here for a while. Most of those forces are dead. He's now focusing northward, and that's probably a better place to focus. Team 2 has been holding quite nicely here, so he doesn't have to micro that much there. He probably should be helping the north, which he's doing now. GC and Fat Boy pushing in for Team 1. Actually, multiple GCs pushing in with a Fat Boy. 3 megas, his caliber, and there is a third one now arriving. It's not in range just yet. If they can kill off both the crab and the monkey before one of these dies, that might be enough. They're not focusing all their fire on one, which is definitely not going to help that. Crab is going to kill off the Colossus before it dies. We have Harmagers here to assist. But we do see this one has lost a lot of hit points as well. We have a new GC online, this time for Team 2. Monkey Load is down. Crash damage helps a little bit take that up. Crab is down. And now it's 2 GCs versus 2 Megas and 1 GC. And that is only going to favor Team 2, even with the T3 support on the ground. There's Percy's there to assist as well. We have Fat Boys pushing back or being pulled back, because we have now Percy's trying to skate the western approach for Team 1. Luker, again, doing double duty on land and air, same as his opponent of Neutron. Eco situation for him, 848 versus Luker, 1.1. And Nuke is finally online for somebody in this game. And it's online, not loaded yet. I looked at it very briefly. Yep, it is not loaded, but it was built recently. There's an SMD here. There's an SMD here. There's an SMD here, so essentially everything on the southern side is protected. SMD is here, and SMD is here. So everybody has an SMD online in some capacity. I would like maybe a backup somewhere. Probably right about here would probably be a good choice, just kind of far enough away. Essentially splitting the difference between the two, just to cover a little bit of an approach. But I mean, everybody's base is covered at a bare minimum, which sometimes we don't even see that, so that's good to see. Team 2, you have SMDs online here, 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 and here. Satellite coming online for Neutron up to the north in the UEF base. Maybe should pull that back a little bit. Engineers stacking up. Looks like they built the GC. And yeah, it looks like power outage. That's not great, but he's focusing on the nukes. That would definitely explain it. Scath is coming online for Team 2's Masmori. That's not even 25% done. Artillery already 25% done for Samsung. Team 1, what are you up to? Fatboy spam. Artillery coming online here for Kareem. That's already half done. He has a nuke online as well, so he's doing double duty in that regard. GCs and artillery coming online for Luke are very far forward, I might add. As much as, you know, it's a lot easier to just produce the thing in the base that has the engineers, a lot closer. So I just, further back is better, but you can actually be outranging your stuff if the map is big enough. So you have to take that into consideration when you build T3. T4, you're going to worry about it, but T3 you do. We have Fat Boys, targeting everything else. The southern side looking a little bit better for Team 1. They're creating a little bit of a buffer zone to allow the base to come back online, or at least cannibalize it at a bare minimum. Team 1 and Team 2 have 185,000 mass on the map to reclaim. Reclaim totals do favor Team 2 by about 50, 60,000. But there's that 38 minutes on the clock. Team 1 at 4 players left. Team 2 at 4 players left as well. So it's a tied-up game at this point. We have Eco. I need to switch it back over to Eco and not Reclaim. Team 2 barely in the lead, but again, percentage-wise, it's not terrible. It's about, I'd say, 150, so it's, again, a little bit in favor, but it's not terrible amount. Team 2 and Team 1 both have a nuke. I think Team 2 should have theirs loaded either soon or a couple of moments. There is a satellite and an artillery, and a scath is coming online for Team 2, and we have an artillery and another artillery coming online for Team 1. No game enders that I've spotted as of yet. Map control, I'd say, is still about 50-50. I'll give the edge maybe to Team 2. But again, it's more of a 51-49 approach. More or less about that. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game at 39-29. Thank you so much for watching to this point in the video. Hopefully you're enjoying. Hit the like button and subscribe if you have. And if you've already done that, even if you did that day 1, day 1,000, which we haven't reached day 1,000 yet, but we're working on it. I really do appreciate it. So thank you so much for the support. Again, comment down below who you think is going to win, about my casting style, all the sorts of things. I really do appreciate any comments. It helps me get better and improve these videos, not only for my own, pleasure of getting the videos to be better and better, but also your enjoyment of having better and better content to view and enjoy and comment and whatnot about. So again, thank you so much for watching, and let's get back onto the group of megaliths up here. Fat Boy in range. That's not good. That Fat Boy, it dead. Even if the crabs push in, they have the numbers, so they'll definitely, there's dead anyway, so never mind that. Looks like he maybe just kind of forgot about that. Looks like the ping is a little bit too late. Tac nuke, there it is. Bowie nuke has been started by Team 1 Shap in the south. That's going to help out, but again, it won't help out this base. There's enough Team D to deal with it, I think. There's one. Actually, where did it all go? There was more than one here earlier. Maybe he got rid of it. We do have 4 Fat Boys pushing in. There's a lot of artillery here. If Team 1 commits, they have to go for it, or else they're just going to suffer enough damage to where the second attack's going to take a lot longer to happen. GC is dead. Another GC is dead. There's 4 megaliths here. 2 of them heavily damaged. One of them about 50, a little bit like 60%. That one perfectly fine, or pretty much perfectly fine. Nuke is loaded for Team 2. Tac nuke is actually canceled for Chap. I wonder what he's going to do with his eco instead. Looks like, maybe he needs some E-storage before he builds it, maybe. Artillery is almost 75%. Nuke for Kareem, almost loaded. So Team 2 has a nuke. Team 1 about to have one loaded. Scathis, actually, it's gone pretty well. An explosion on the front line. Thought that was a comma. Is an SACU that's blown up. So definitely a lot better for that to blow up than a comp, because I will miss it. Fat Boy almost dead. The artillery has pretty much been dealt with. GC's not going to come in and mop up the rest of whatever's left there. There is a crab online. It's barely in range of that FAF boy. It looks like it barely got out of range for now. There's a lot of units covering its retreat, and now Tactical Nuke being restarted. I feel like at that point, you could just pause and then rebuild or restart instead of just cancel and then restart. I feel like it's a little bit of a waste for the upgrade. At least we have a satellite online for Team 2. Nuke is outbound. SMD, were you taken out in the interim? No, they're all there. Team 2 has launched the nuke, and it's inbound to the west. And how far west is it going? It's going to this. No, that's the attack vector for the artillery. Where's the nuke? Oh, it's going south. Oh, okay, it's going down here. There's not an SMD over here, so that would work. But we'll see how much work it actually does. Hopefully it doesn't kill off any friendly forces. Looks like it won't. That'd be unfortunate. But I don't know how far southwest it's going. Is it going for the reclaim? It's going further deep. Looks like it's going for the base once belonging to MF. It's actually going shorter than that. Looks like it was going for the Fat Boys. Kaboom! I mean, it wipes out some forces, but it doesn't wipe out a lot. Honestly, they're probably building game under says Shalongness. Well, that's what Team 2 is doing. It's in the green. Scathis is almost done. Artillery done for Samsung. I always want to say another name for him and not Samsung. I don't know why. Just for some reason, only 12,000 mass killed. Not great. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 megawatts online. We have a Turbo Punk coming over here to regen them. 290 hit points a second, depending on veterancy. There's a lot of hit points to regen on board those things. Team 1's artillery is almost online here. Again, it's 1v1. It's a Duke versus a Duke. And it looks like the artillery is focused maybe on the air grid. Yeah, it looks like it's focused on the air grid. A little bit has been damaged. Neutron is fine, but his base not looking too hot. There goes another shield emplacement. The nuke probably is the target of Team 1's artillery, but the Scathis is soon to be online. Satellite also being built for Samsung. Artillery spotted, or at least pointed out by Neutron in some degree. Second artillery about to come online. Team 1, do you know about? You do not. They see a lot of engineers here, probably assuming maybe, chickens or something, experimentals in some degree. Maybe not even assuming that. We see some assistance from Team 2's Turbo Puck. Shields being upgraded. Love to see that. More shielding coming online soon, both in Cybran and Seraphim Tech. And Scathis is firing. Please either target the nuke or target the air grid. Target one of the two. Those would be the two best options for Team 2 to go after. Artillery is almost done. And no, the shots aren't raining in. It's going west. It's going for the artillery for Luker. That will at least help the emissary come online, but that's not going to feel good on the UEF shielding, that's for sure. Some of the shots are not going to hit, but the majority of them are going to hit something. And not good. Billy Nuke lands on the front line, wiping out more forces in remaining defenses. There's a couple more artillery emplacements, but not too many. And the 4 Fat Boys now are going to be more than enough to deal with that. GG, says Luker. I wouldn't say that just yet. Team 1 does have time to come back. If they wipe out the SMD, that will be a kill on the Scathis. Teleportation, telemaser sort of thing, that would work. Team 1 has Luker who could do that. Team 2 has Masmori who could do that. I will note there was a UEF, an Aeon, a Cybran, and a Seraphim remaining for Team 2 in terms of faction, makeup. And the nuke is, it's vulnerable. Shields need to come online. Shield comes in. The generator comes online and then gets destroyed by the Pigeon explosion. There's another shot inbound. It's going to go wide to the right. The T2 shielding gets built very quickly. And I bet that second shot would have been enough. Anything else died down there? No. Let's see if the shot goes in. No, it wouldn't have hit the nuke anyways. Wipes out another shield emplacement. That nuke is barely holding on. Scathis still bombarding the Duke from Team 1's Luker. Donut, for whatever reason, is coming online. Nuke is loaded one, almost loaded a second. Emissary is done, started a second artillery piece. And air grid is targeted. Some of it is down, but most of it is still surviving. And we have gunships are inbound. Either the Scathis has to move or AA has to be built very, very quickly. We have artillery shelling the position, and the whalers are able to at least get underneath some of the shielding. The Scathis is able to be targeted by the gunships, and there it goes. The Scathis is down. The comm is going to be targeted. It will take some damage, but it's going to be fine. An airfight going to happen over the top of Mas Moi's position, and ASFs are going to get hit by the artillery. I think Team 1 knocked out some of the ASFs for Team 2. That is a swarm from Team 1's Luker. Slowed down the game, it looked like, for a moment. It's really hard to tell. There is AA above this position for Team 2, so there's a little bit of benefit there. And it looks like the ASFs... It's glow-in-the-dark green versus Pac-Man yellow, so the colors are kind of similar. Not exactly similar, but kind of similar. And the ASFs essentially wipe out one another. I mean, a little bit in favor for Team 2, but not by much. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 megawatts online, and one's about to die. There's 5 more remaining. Nuke has to launch immediately for a point defense nuke at this point. Looks like one of them launched. I don't know where it went. It went somewhere. Maybe it got shot down. Who knows? Oh, maybe it landed there, maybe? Maybe. We have ASFs inbound to go after those ASFs. Satellite still online. And Krabs is running amok through Bill Coyote's base. Looks like they're going to go straight for the Duke, which is already down anyways. Team 1 still has an emissary. Team 2 still has a Duke. Satellite coming online. Satellite still online. Nuke still online. And, of course, Nuke still online as well. Artillery running through the shielding. It's wiped out most of the main air grid. The secondary one and tertiary one still fine. Second donut inbound. Nuke is inbound Billy Nuke style. Another Crab is down. There's 3 more remaining. Here comes the Billy Nuke. It's going to wipe out a chunk of those AA forces. It might actually hit... No, it's not going to hit the donut. Nuke is outbound from Team 1. And there goes the Billy Nuke. Takes out some forces. And the Megawatt is now in range of the Nuke. The Nuke is firing. The Nuke is denied. Oh, no, wait. Hold on. Did it get the shot? Oh, it did get the shot off. Never mind. I thought it was denied. But it looks like it was just retracting the silo. SMD still online. SMD is down in this space for Mas Mori, though, so that's going to be a win there. Looks like it won't get hit by the SMD from Team 2. And there goes the Nuke, wiping out an entire player's base of eco, or at least a huge portion of it. Kaboom! Another Nuke inbound from Team 2 going after the Fat Boys. That's not going to go good. Now those Fat Boys, probably at least 2 of them will die at a minimum. Megawatts still charging. We have Kareem. SMD is down. Artillery is down. And those Megawatts still storming through the bases for Team 2. And Kareem is going to meet his fate. He might... Nope, he's not going to do enough to kill off the Megawatts. There's another kill for Team 2. And Masmori telemasers in. He teleports out. Ooh, good thing he got out of there because he didn't need to do that. Here comes a Fat Boy massacre. There goes 2 of them. Kaboom! That one's dead, and that one is about dead as well. Megalit's still running amok in Team 1's base. We still have another one inbound as well. And Team 1 has lost both artillery pieces, a nuke. They took out the Scathis, which is something, but it's not going well. In the west, we have Masmori defeated by Luca's defenses. Looks like he telemasored in going after somebody, but there was actually really nothing there, so I have no idea why he went there, of all places. And now a 3v3 tie-up game once again, but Team 2... I mean, they have the momentum. The Billy Nuke inbound wipes out more hit points for the Megalith, but Champ being protected by a Pigeon. One more shot will kill him. There he goes. Doesn't survive. And doesn't count as a control. Can't count as a kill for Tobopuck, so that's a double kill for Team 2's Tobopuck. 1 for Kareem and then 1 for Chap. 3v2 in Team 2's favor. Luke is going to get a lot of mass. He has another artillery emplacement online in the form of a UEF Duke. That's, I think, his second one that he's built. Maybe Chap built that. I don't know, but still there. And Team 1's team recalls. Luca recalls with his teammate of Vil Coyote. And Team 2 wins the game at 48 minutes, 40 seconds. I mean, maybe they could have recovered. There's, again, this Duke here. Satellite coming online. Team 2 had the nuke right here. It was about to be loaded. And then I would assume fired. There's another Scathis about done there, so that wouldn't have helped. And I just think Team 1 was so much on the back foot that there was just really nothing they had really except this artillery piece. There's no game ender. There's no other nuke. There's no nothing. And there's SMDs everywhere, so even if they had a nuke, it would have been shot down anyways, unless they killed off the SMDs. So maybe a telemaser would have killed off maybe one more player, but it wouldn't have been enough. unless they went for the Scathis. But even then, the momentum was heavily favoring Team 2 at this point. You had counter Fat Boys on this eastern side. There's really nothing to push that back. On the northern side, you had 2 GCs pushing in onto this base. So it would have been maybe 5 more minutes, and then maybe you would have eked out maybe 7 or 8 more, but nothing really beyond that. So MVPs for me for Team 2. I mean, the air player of Neutron did a very good job keeping his nuke online. You did have Puck Jr., though. I think Puck Jr. with all of those experimentals coming online, and then that one crab push that just went essentially got all the way to here and did tons of damage, killed off one player, killed off another player, killed off the nuke and the artillery piece. Again, I think that was also assisted by Masmori, to be fair. But that's a huge push. And with 2 players dying one after the other, I think that essentially was like, that's it. Team 1's done. They're going to go home and call it a day. So I think Puck Jr. gets the MVP for me. Let me know down in the comments if you agree with me or not. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of the video. And I will see all of you in the next one.